Hey friends, Alex Ibarra with a new video for you as we are officially kicking off our Pro Tools Cubase series. For this video, I would like to do a quick overview on both of our DAWs, just to be more familiar with each one and make it much easier to understand future videos. Like I said, this is just an overview. We will get into more detail with each of the tools in other videos. By the way, if you don't know what this series is about, I will leave a link to the introduction video down in the description box. Please go check it out and I'll see you here again. So let's get started. Most DAWs, if not all of them, have two main windows: the edit window and the mix window. We'll start with Pro Tools edit window and we'll go from left to right. So initially we have our tracks section. All the tracks we create are going to be listed here, and we have the ability to hide or display them as we want with these small buttons here. Moving on down, we have our groups section, and all the groups we create are going to be listed here as well. And the way to enable or disable those groups is simply clicking on the group name. Next, we have our tracks per se, and as you can see, there are different types of tracks, but we will analyze each one of them in future videos. Continuing on, we have our edit area, and this is where the audio and MIDI is recorded. All the way to the right, we have our clips section, or audio clips. So any audio that we have in this area is going to be listed here and will also be saved in the audio folder where our Pro Tools project is saved. Moving on to the upper section, we have our edit modes. We have zooming options for audio and for MIDI. We have the Smart tool. We have this information window where the main counter is. Here you can set the project to bars and beats, minutes and seconds, time code, feet and frames, and samples, depending on what you're working on. This section will let us know where the cursor is throughout the project. And if we make a selection like this one, this section will tell us where it starts, where it ends, and its length. This smaller window is to select the grid value for our project and is directly linked to our main counter. If our counter is set to bars and beats, the grid will have whole note values, half note, quarter note, eighth notes, etc. If the counter is set to minutes and seconds, we will have millisecond values. And the nudge is simply the value that we will use to move through the grid. Next, we have our transport for recording and playback, and we have our MIDI control. In this section, we can set and modify the tempo of our project, the time signature of our project, and we can add markers. Alright, let's move to the mix window. We have our tracks section again, we have our groups, and we have the tracks created, but now in a vertical way, simulating an analog mixing console. That is all with Pro Tools. We can move to the Cubase edit window, and right away we can see that it's very similar. We have our tracks list, we have the tracks, and we have the edit section. Down here we have recording modes for audio and for MIDI. These two windows will let us know where our locators are. We have punch in and punch out. We have our transport for recording and playback. Here we can set our tempo, our project, to bars and beats, seconds, time code, etc. This section will let us know where our cursor is throughout the project. We have the project tempo, and we have some options for our metronome. In the upper section, we have some automation tools. We have edit and selection tools, and we have grid and quantizing tools. This section here will give us general information for any audio or MIDI event we select in our edit area. So we can finally move now to the mix window. Our tracks have been created in a vertical way again. And on top of our tracks, we have the rack section. In the rack, we can select the track routing. we can add inserts. We have EQ, channel strip, and the track send. Finally, in the upper section, we have mainly some displaying options for this window. So that is all for this video. Please let me know what you think down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. I will leave the links to my social media down in the description box. I'll be seeing you in the next video. And don't forget, never stop producing. Bye for now.